To Jackie Robinson Day and its importance in the sports world and to African Americans. Now, one person Robinson touched greatly from afar was the man who was the announcer in the booth when Felix Hernandez pitched a perfect game in Seattle in 2012.
Seattle Mariners, Felix Hernandez, the 2-2. He got him! 34 years, 119 games. It's finally happened. A perfect game by a Seattle Mariner. It was done by the King, Felix Hernandez.
Many of you have heard that voice over the years from his time calling college basketball games and NFL games, in addition to his role for more than a decade now of being the television play-by-play voice of the Seattle Mariners. Dave Sims joins BNC. Dave, it's a pleasure to have you with us. Thanks for your time. You're in New York City. And first of all, how are you and your family doing in the place that has been hit hardest in America?
Boy, I'll say, Anthony, good to see you. Thanks so much for the time. I appreciate it. We're doing well. We've been inside following orders. We've got our masks, our rubber gloves. The delivery people have been unbelievable, and they're keeping that supply chain going. So, and yeah, we're getting our exercise in. My wife and my son. So, and my other son's over in Jersey. So, knock wood, thank God, we're doing all right. Thanks.
This is Jackie Robinson Day. 73 years ago today, he broke the color barrier in the majors by making his debut with the Brooklyn Dodgers, not too far away from where you are now. Give our viewers a sense of what Jack Roosevelt Robinson meant to you.
Well, I would say after my dad is my greatest hero, because once I heard about who he was and what he did and how he did it, what he went through, it's like all of a sudden, my pot runneth over, the kettle runneth over in esteem and admiration. And he's one of the most consequential Americans, not just sports figures, consequential Americans of the 20th century, to the point where Dr. King saluted him, way back in the mid-50s, saying that if Jackie Robinson did not accomplish what he set out, Dr. King would not have been able to be successful in his lane. So, and the other thing I always talk about Jackie Robinson. I mean, baseball's a difficult game. It's a game built based on failure. I mean, 70% of it. If you fail 70% of the time, you're a superstar. And here's a guy that went out and had just. Can you imagine going to work and people cussing at you, screaming at you, spitting at you, calling you every name? Well, he went out and excelled. He won Rookie of the Year his first year in 1947. Came back with an MVP a couple of years later. I mean, what more can you say about the guy?
Yeah, April 15th will always be a little extra special for baseball fans. Laverne, Jackie Robinson changed the game for the better forevermore. And even though there is no baseball right now, we still salute and pay homage to the late, great, his full name, Jack Roosevelt Robinson.